first of all, thank everybody for being here today. It's such an exciting time of the year with, the college baseball season now less than a week away. And, next Friday, we're going to open up against a very, very tough opponent in Texas Tech, who I think is preseason ranked in all the top 15 polls right now, coming off a College World Series appearance last year. Their head coach, Tim Tadlock, has done a tremendous job at Texas Tech University. He's been a long-time college head coach, has won several national championships at Grayson Community College before he ever got to Texas Tech. Probably one of the better head coaches in the country, and a guy that I've actually known since high school and have always kind of looked up to Tim Tadlock in terms of his teams and the things that he's done over the years. And, to be able to start, my head coaching career against Tim is going to be a really cool opportunity, really neat day for us, and it's going to be a tremendous challenge for our young team. And but trust me, guys, it's one that we're really excited about, really looking forward to. We've had a tremendous last 2 or 3 weeks of practice. I feel like our young team is getting better and better every single day we take the field. We've talked since the fall. We've talked several weeks ago about how there's so much competition each and every day on the field, and it's really held to form. We've got guys that are competing for innings each and every day. We've got ongoing position player battles that are coming down to the wire for us, and we've got questions on the mound, and we've got position player playing time that's going to kind of develop its way into the first couple of weeks of the season. And I think that's a great thing for us, because we have so many young players that there's always going to be opportunity to impact our team, and always going to be opportunity for these young players to help our team win ball games. And so for a young team that has as much inexperience as we do right now, I think just creating that environment of competition every single day is the very best way we could do this right now. And like I said, guys have really performed well. Some guys have outperformed others. And I've kind of always believed in the theory that, if you put guys out on the field and let them compete against each other, the cream truly does rise to the top. So that's kind of a motto that I've kind of gone into the last couple of weeks with put them on the field, head-to-head competition, show me who can play, show our coaching staff who can help our team win, show Gary Henderson who we can trust putting out on the mound that opening week. That opening weekend, we're going to have 36 innings to play against some really tough competition. So there's innings available, there's at-bats available, there's playing time available, but I know there's one thing. I know we'll be ready to play when those lights come on and the best fans in college baseball show up next Friday, 4 o'clock against Texas Tech. I know our team will be ready to play, we'll be prepared, and we're going to give us our very best effort every single day, and I'm excited to get this thing cranked up. So, just looking forward to the start of the 2017 season. Feel good about where we are right now. Excited to get things cranked up. So, do we have any questions from you guys? What do we got? In the back.
Over the years, the parts changed, but we knew what to expect from the John Cohen coach team.
Right.
What can we expect from an Andy Cannizaro coach team?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think one of the things, one of my coaching philosophies is I believe we're going to play the game offensively the way that I used to play the game offensively, and that was we're going to put pressure on the defense. We want to be aggressive on the fastball. We're not going to strike out. We're going to take a lot of pride in putting the ball in play, making the other team pick the ball up and throw us out. I believe in putting pressure on young players defensively. Make the defense handle the baseball. The last 2 years at LSU, we had struck out by far the fewest out of any team in the SEC. We led the league in hitting for the last 2 years there, and I really believe that was a philosophy that our players really bought into, was being aggressive, looking to swing and impact pitches that you can do damage with offensively. But then once you get to 2 strikes, I've said this many times and I'll continue to say it, when we get to 2 strikes, it's going to be an absolute fist fight in the batter's box. Put the ball in play. It becomes a pride thing. Be better than the guy standing on the mound. put it in play, make somebody pick the ball up and throw you out. And I really believe if you can cut down on your strikeouts, make the defense handle the baseball, they're going to make errors. They're going to do things that are going to allow you to have extra base runners and allow you to win ball games. On the mound, we are going to throw strikes. Throw the ball over the plate, make the other team swing to beat us. That is a philosophy that I've had since I played. There was nothing that bothered me more playing shortstop than a pitcher that's standing out there walking the yard. So throw it over the plate, put the ball in play. I really believe that this team is going to defend at a really high level. We've got outfielders that can absolutely fly in the outfield, which is what I love. I believe we've got 2 or 3 center fielders that are going to be in the outfield for us at any given time. I think we've got 3 guys that are very capable of playing shortstop on the infield. One's going to play short, one's going to play third, one's going to play second. So I think we're going to defend at a really high level, so it's going to be of the utmost importance for our pitching staff to throw it over the plate, get ahead in the count. We want to live in 0-1 counts. Hitting is really hard to do. It is really difficult to do. So if we can make the other team swing the bat, put it in play early in the count, limit our pitch count, try to leave our starting pitchers out there as long as they can by limiting the pitch count, pitching the contact early in the count, because I know we're going to defend at a high level. I think our starting pitchers are going to be standing out of the mound longer, which can get us to our bullpen, which we have a lot of confidence in right now. So I guess to recap that answer, put pressure on the defense, be aggressive, don't strike out. We're going to defend at a high level, play fast, put pressure on the defense. That's kind of my philosophy.
Coach, you mentioned starting pitching. Have you set that this coming weekend, or when do you intend to figure that out?
Yeah, that's the starting pitching for us right now is an ongoing battle every single day, every single weekend. Today is a gigantic opportunity for guys to win innings this weekend. Tomorrow will be a gigantic opportunity for guys to win innings this weekend. Yesterday, we had probably our best pitching performance of the spring so far. We matched up Connor Pilkington against Ryan Sear. Both of those guys threw the ball exceptionally well. Connor Pilkington, I can go ahead and announce right now, will be our Friday night starter. You're talking about a 6'3", 230-pound physical left-handed pitcher that's going to run his fastball up to 93, 94 miles per hour with a plus-breaking ball and a swing and miss changeup. He's an innings eater, workhorse type of guy that pounds the strike zone. He's a guy that I feel, in my opinion and our coaching staff's opinion, will be the next great Mississippi State pitcher. He's only a sophomore this year, so we're going to have him for the next 2 years, and I think he's going to have a chance to leave here next year as a really high first-round draft pick type of guy. So he'll be our Friday night starter. Like I said, Ryan Sear threw the ball really well yesterday. Cole Gordon's going to get an opportunity today. Peyton Plumlee's going to get an opportunity today. Tomorrow, Graham Ashcraft's going to be out of the mound. We're going to have guys that are going to have opportunities all the way through Sunday to kind of go out there and win those innings for next weekend. So right now, I still think it's too early to kind of announce what we're going to do past Friday at 4 o'clock against Texas Tech. But those names that I kind of mentioned right now are kind of in the pool of guys that we think can be in that starting pitching. But we feel really good about our bullpen as well. So we've got several veterans back there that returned from last year's SEC championship team that had gigantic years last year, that I have the utmost confidence to turning the ball over to those guys in the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning. So it's a bullpen that's veteran. It's a bullpen that has proven track record in the SEC. So I think anytime you can feel really good about that back third of the ball game, innings 7, 8, and 9, from a head coaching standpoint and a pitching coach standpoint from Gary Henderson, there's certainly a comfort level with that. And so now it's just a matter of finding those Saturday and Sunday starters that we can, have the utmost confidence in, that can go out and get us 4, 5, 6 innings at a start and continue to get better as the season goes on. And that Saturday-Sunday role for us, I can envision that being something that changes several times, depending on the matchups, depending on who we're playing, who's feeling well, those types of things. So it's like I said, guys, it is competition every single day, If I knew who our Saturday, Sunday starter was going to be, I promise I'd let you know, but we're going to enter squad today, so I invite everybody to come on out, see for yourself, and, it's a staff that we're excited about, but it's a battle every single day for innings, and I think that's the perfect way to do this right now.
Coach, I know you did your homework at Mississippi State probably before you became the head coach. Has anything surprised you in the last 3 months that you didn't know?
I think if anything surprised me, I always had a feeling that this was an incredible place for college baseball, and it's been even better than I could have anticipated. The residents and the people in Starkville have been amazing to myself and my family. It truly, in my opinion, it's without even playing a game yet, it's the mecca of college baseball. You're talking about an environment where, for practice every day, we have people out in the left field lounge watching practice, and just the excitement you can feel around the town building around college baseball season is so exciting every day. You can start to feel it in the cowbell yell that we had the other night with over 1,000 people that showed up. I mean, it's a college baseball pep rally, and that doesn't happen anywhere else in the country. But this, like I said, I truly believe this is the mecca of college baseball, and this is the single coolest place in America to play college baseball, and I'm really excited to be here. And I know our coaching staff is fired up. I know our players are excited. And we just can't wait to get everything started.
You mentioned you still got some position battles ongoing right now. I want to see where you were at catcher.
Sure. The catching position might be the single most important spot on the field. And that's a spot this year that I have a tremendous amount of confidence in. I feel that we go 3 deep right now behind the plate when you talk about Josh Lovelady, who's a returning senior for us that got hurt last year, Eli Marrero as a sophomore, and Dustin Skelton as a freshman. I think anytime you can go into the season with 3 catchers, you feel you have a tremendous amount of comfort level with that, because in that position, guys, you're only 1 pitch away from a foul tip off the wrist, a foul tip off the finger, that type of thing. And so those guys can go down pretty quickly, and then if you start really trying to find a position player that can go back there to catch, you can put a lot of stress on your pitching staff and on your team. So we have 3 guys behind the plate. I anticipate all 3 of those guys playing for us next weekend in some capacity, whether all 3 of them are going to start a game, whether 2 of the 3 are going to get in every game, those types of things. I think all 3 of them bring something different to the table. Josh Lovelady has incredible leadership ability. He's the best guy that we have in terms of handling a staff, his maturity level, being able to communicate with our pitchers, being able to direct them and guide them to how we need to get hitters out. Eli Marrero is probably our most athletic guy behind the plate, can really throw, switch hitter, plays with a lot of aggression, a lot of energy, plays fast, loves playing baseball. Dustin Skelton is an outstanding, talented young freshman for us who's done an outstanding job offensively the last couple of weeks for us, has been one of our leading hitters in the last couple of weeks. Dustin is a guy that continues to get better and better behind the plate. There's a learning curve with Dustin just in terms of, having to catch 88 to 94 most days, where you don't see that in high school. And, he needs to learn how to handle those guys and catch balls and block balls and kind of, take a step up in terms of leadership. And those are all the things that he's going to do the longer he plays the position here. So 3 guys that I'm extremely excited about. All 3 of them will play, and I think all 3 of them will have a positive impact on our team throughout the course of the season.
Just to piggyback off of Brett's question, among the infield, how many of those positions have been solidified so far for you?
Yeah, I think I feel really good about our infield right now. I mentioned earlier, I think we have 3 guys that have the ability to play shortstop. And anytime that you have that, as a coach, you feel great because you know they're going to pick the ball up and throw them out. And that's one of the biggest things we talk about every day. And our guys probably get really tired of hearing me say, take care of the baseball. We want to play good catch. And by that, it means just keep the game simple. When they hit it to you, all I ask you to do is pick it up and throw them out. I'm not looking for the Sports Center web gem plays. Just be that good, consistent defender on the infield. Ryan Gridley is going to be our shortstop, and Ryan Gridley has been sensational in the last couple of weeks. I was really impressed with Ryan last year when I was at LSU when we played Mississippi State. He's a guy that can really defend at a high level. He's got leadership ability. He's a consistent defender with a very accurate throwing arm. He keeps getting better and better and better, guys. I really believe that Ryan Gridley is going to be one of the surprise breakout players in the SEC this year. His at-bats offensively have just gotten, every day he comes to the field, like I said, he just keeps getting better and better. There's bat speed, there's strength, he uses the field. Defensively, he can go in the 6-hole, he's got range, and he comes and gets the baseball as well as any shortstop I've seen in college baseball in the last couple of years. So he's going to be our shortstop. Luke Alexander has won the job over at third base for us. Luke is another guy that was competing with Ryan at shortstop, and I felt great about having two guys. So Luke's going to slide over and play third base and defend at a really high level for us as well. He's new to the position at third base, but already in the last week and a half, he's made plays over there that I don't think anybody else on our team was capable of doing with his athleticism and his first step quickness in his hands. Very accurate thrower with a strong throwing arm. Luke is going to strictly hit right-handed now. He was a switch hitter in the past. He's going to strictly hit right-handed, and his at-bats right-handed have been outstanding for us. He's using the field. He's aggressive. He's confident. So he's going to play third base. Hunter Stovall will more than likely be our second baseman. Hunter is kind of a grinder. He's a gritty player that loves to play the game. He's the first guy out on the field every day. He's the last guy to leave. I think he's kind of a table setter type of guy, that can bunt, that can run, that can play a short game. Reminds me a lot of the guy that we had playing second base at LSU last year, Cole Freeman, who was an all-SEC player last year that's back this year. I think Hunter Stovall can be that type of player for us, and he's only a sophomore. So I think the more playing time that Hunter gets, the better he's going to get. And he's a really high-energy type of guy, emotional type of player. Brings a really good presence and energy to the field every day for us. First base is we've got several options there, and the two guys that I would say that are probably going to get the bulk of the playing time early are going to be Cole Gordon, big, strong, left-handed, physical guy that leads. I think he's tied with Brent Rooker right now this spring. I think Cole's got 5 home runs for us in the last couple of weeks. And then Cody Brown, the senior, has also been working over at first base as well. And I have a great comfort level with Cody in just that he's been through this league. He's a veteran in college baseball. He's going to give us competitive at-bats every single day. There's leadership ability there with him as well. So both of those guys are going to get playing time over at first base. And, with that being said, guys, the college baseball season is a long season. You can have all these thoughts on how your team's going to be opening night, but then it's always an ongoing battle. And players are always going to get opportunities to help your team win. And there's going to be guys that get off to slow starts, and other guys are going to get opportunities. And the college baseball season happens this way every year. There's someone that you're not anticipating being a gigantic presence on your team that ultimately comes out and surprises everybody. And then when you look at it at the end of the year, you usually say, man, am I glad that guy had that type of year for us. So everyone's going to get opportunities to impact our team, whether it's opening night, whether it's the first week or into the season. So guys, like I said, I believe in competition. Go out, win the job, keep the job, do everything you can to help Mississippi State baseball win as many games as possible.
Seems like the bullpen's pretty deep with a lot of arms out there. Have you been able to identify any roles out there already?
I don't necessarily, I'm not ready to name a closer or a setup guy, but the 3 veteran guys, 3 guys that I feel really confident in are Blake Smith in the back end, Ryan Rigby at the back end, and then newcomer Spencer Price has been outstanding for us the last couple of weeks. He's a junior college transfer from Meridian Community College. He's a 3-pitch guy that's aggressive, up to 92, 93 with a slider and a changeup. So those 3 guys have been outstanding for us. Then I think you factor in several other guys that might fit into the bullpen as well. Potentially a freshman like Riley Self, a freshman from North Mississippi. going to run his fastball into the low 90s with a really good slider. Riley's a guy that could start, he could be in the bullpen, but whatever role that Riley self ultimately ends up fitting into for us, I have a lot of confidence in him, knowing that he's going to be a strike thrower with plus stuff and a lot of confidence and great makeup on the mound.
You guys are picked to finish fourth in the coaches poll. Is that a realistic outlook for you guys, in your opinion, or what is a realistic outlook for the season?
Yeah, that's a great question, and that was one that we kind of talked about as a team the last couple of days as all these preseason polls kind of started coming out. And guys, this is a team that won the SEC last year, but lost so many guys off of that team. So I don't think there's a whole lot of people around the country that really know what to expect from this Mississippi State baseball team this year. We've read quotes all over the country, in terms of, Mississippi State returns Connor Pilkington on the mound. We're not really sure who else they have. Mississippi State returns Brent Rooker out in the outfield and All-American Jake Mangum. Other than those two guys, we're not really sure what they have. But what I can tell everybody is this is an extremely talented young baseball team, that there's players on this team that are going to be the next stars here at Mississippi State. They just didn't get the opportunity last year to showcase their ability because of the age and how veteran that team was last year that ultimately won the league. So I really think that, where we're picked right now, the fact that we're not in any of the top 25 preseason polls, I think for us right now with our team in this program today, I think that's a perfect spot for us. I really believe that we've got an opportunity to come out, play with a ton of energy, surprise some people on the national stage, and I think our guys have taken a lot of pride in the fact of, it's bothered a lot of people that nobody's talking about Ryan Gridley. Nobody's talking about Luke Alexander or Cole Gordon or all these guys that are going to be outstanding players here. Nobody ever says a word about these guys on the national stage. So for these guys, I know what that's doing to them every single day, and that's why we've been able to come out and have great practices every day. That's why we've been able to come out and play with the energy that we're doing every day, because I think we have a lot of guys on our team that want to either prove people wrong or show people on a national level that they can really play. That although you don't know my name just yet, trust me, we've got good players here, and these are going to be the next players here. So in terms of where we're picked right now, I think that's a perfect spot for us. I think we're a team that's going to continue to get better and better and better. And trust me, our own expectations never change. We expect to go out there, play and compete as hard as we can every single day, and when that scoreboard comes on, we expect to win every ball game that we play. Is that going to happen? Of course not. Nobody's ever gone 56-0 in college baseball. But our expectation level is to give our very best effort and very best performance every single time we take the field. And if we do that, we're going to put ourselves in position to win a lot more games than we don't.
And then, Coach, you already mentioned Nathan. He was by far the top freshman last year. So not much you can improve on, but how has he improved, and what do you expect out of him this year?
Yeah, I think one of the best things about Jake Mangum, his work ethic, guys, is off the chart. You're not talking about a guy that just showed up on campus last year, showed up on opening day, and decided to hit 400. This is a guy that, works extremely hard on his craft every single day. He's a switch hitter, and so it's basically double the time that everybody else has to spend because he's working on both sides of the plate. And this year, defensively, Jake will slide over to center field for us, so he has had to spend a lot of time in center field working on his jumps, working on his reads, those types of things. And so he's becoming a better hitter every day. His right-handed swing is becoming better every single day. That was a really big goal for Jake and myself every day, was to become a better right-handed hitter over the course of the last couple of weeks. And that's a work in progress, and he's getting better right-handed every day. He's becoming a better base runner. He's becoming a better base stealer. And so one of the things about Jake Mangum that not a lot of people know is that he's going to help our team on the mound this year as well. So, Jake has thrown several innings for us in inter-squads. He's 90 to 92 with a really good breaking ball. And it completely caught me off guard the very first week that I was here in the fall that he even pitched. And then when Gary Henderson said Mangum's going to throw an inning today, I didn't know what to expect. And then the first bullet came out at 92 miles an hour and it floored me. So, maybe we end up using Jake Mangum in the same type of role as, former college two-way type players that I either played against or with, guys like Mark Kodsay from Cal State Fullerton or Brad Wilkerson from Florida, or a guy like Michael Aubrey from Tulane that I played with years ago that was a first-round pick. So, there's situations going on in my head every day where, I'm envisioning Jake Mangum being in center field, bringing him in the middle of an inning, in the 7th or 8th inning, coming in to get one of the other team's best left-handed hitters out, and then running him right back to center field to finish the game out. So maybe that's the type of role that Jake's going to have for us, and then maybe it will evolve into more. But I know he's such a great center fielder and such a great hitter and leadoff guy for us that the center field and leadoff priorities are his main deal for us, but he's also going to help our team out on the mound. So that's kind of something new for our fans this year, to see him on the mound. And when he goes to the mound, it's not just to see if he could do it. He's really good. He's going to help our team.
Last year, velocity was a big focusing point for the pitching staff. What is Coach Anderson's big focus?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think this year as a whole, I don't think we have the same level of velocity, the sheer velocity, 94s and 5s and 6s across the board like Mississippi State did last year. All of those guys are in professional baseball now, But one of the things that Gary Henderson does is he is one of the best pitching coaches in America in terms of delivery and arm action, calling pitches, helping young kids pitch. You call that pitchability. So he is basically educating our players every single day on the importance of working ahead in the count, the ability to locate your fastball on both sides. We're not just going to be able to rear back and throw it 96 miles an hour right down the middle of the plate like they did last year here. Now, with that being said, we have several guys on our team that have plus fastballs, and the biggest being freshman Graham Ashcraft this year from Alabama. Graham will run his fastball up to 97, 98 miles an hour. Most times he's on the mound for us this spring. So it's just going to be a matter if Graham is going to be a starter for us, if he's going to be a bullpen guy for us. If he's a starter, I wouldn't look to see that same type of velocity out of him because he's trying to elongate his start. If he's a starter, Graham's probably going to pitch in the 90, 94 range. But if you brought Graham out of the bullpen in a short stint, say in the 7th or 8th inning, his fastball is going to be every bit of 97, 98 miles an hour. So there is that velocity. It's not the same number of guys that throw that hard, but if we want to bring that type of fastball velo out of the pen, it's certainly there for the having, for the taking.
As a first-time head coach, how nice is it to have a veteran like Gary Henderson, not only be able to help with pitching, but just to lean on that?
Yeah, Gary's been tremendous. One of the very first days and first thoughts of coming here to Mississippi State was knowing that Gary Henderson was the pitching coach here. You're talking about a guy that has more guys in the big leagues from University of Kentucky baseball than most people even realize. A guy that's had 20-plus years of SEC coaching experience. A guy that's been the pitching coach for Team USA 3 or 4 years ago. His ability to run a pitching staff is off the charts. Having his office next to mine every single day, Gary's been a tremendous sounding board for myself when different things pop up on a day-to-day basis, whether it's something on the field, something off the field, time management, those type of things. So Gary's been tremendous for myself. Really excited that he's here. It's been a gigantic blessing to have him as the pitching coach. And if I had shown up without a coaching staff, Gary Henderson would have been one of the very first guys that I would have made a phone call to because his reputation is that great as a pitching coach. Ecstatic that he's on board, ecstatic that he's here with me.
Coach, what do you envision the season up there be like for you personally as a skipper? How would you kind of dial those emotions back up?
Man, I'm so fired up to get started next Friday. I think by nature, I think I'm try to be a really positive, high energy type of guy. Guys, baseball is fun, man. It's one of the most fun games in the world. There's nothing better than taking the field and going competing against another team. I think since the day I was born, since my parents and mom talk all the time about playing my mom in Candyland, I think when I was 3 or 4 years old, and being so competitive and hating to lose, that type of thing. And I think that's one of the biggest traits that allowed me to have success as a player is that I hate to lose. I probably hate to lose more than I like to win. And I want to do everything I can to prepare our players to have the very best success that they can have in a Mississippi State uniform. And so for myself, I haven't played now for 7 years, but the fact that I get to be on the field every single day in a uniform, helping young players become better, is a dream come true for me. This is the perfect job. This is an absolute dream job for myself. To be a Division I baseball coach, to be the Division I head baseball coach here at Mississippi State University is unbelievable. So next Friday, am I going to be excited? Absolutely. Probably dying to run out there to shortstop with Ryan Gridley and go take ground balls, But can't wait for these guys to get out there. We've got 5 or 6 more days that are going to be on the field for us. They're really important days. And like I said, guys, when we're out on the field, our guys have given us everything they can have for that time out there. And I just want them to experience the success here. That kind of drives me every day with our practices. If it's not going the way we want it to, just stop it, remind them of our goals, remind them of the things that we want to do. And if we want to get to that level, then our work every day has to be better than maybe it's going at that present time. So by nature, I don't feel like I'm a big yeller or a big screamer, but I want to communicate with our players and help them on an individual level become the best that they can be. And if we can help each guy maximize their skill level, and then you combine that as a team, then Mississippi State is going to win a lot of baseball games this year. And I just want to do everything I can to help these guys do that.
Any other questions for Coach?